going on? I haven't done a video in a while. Been kind of busy, just trying to make it every day and handle my business. And it's the great thing about being able to even have business to handle is to being able to be in the fight, to be able to be in the struggle, to be able to have, you know, the tools and the material or the things to fight for. So, you know, this video here is really just showing appreciation to Air Capital for what they have done for me. I started out at Air Capital back in 2016, and I started out as a company guy, and I wanted to go owner-operator. I had other owner-operator opportunities with Trans Am, and did some stuff with Bringer when they were their Roadrunner company when they were here in Kansas. And there was always some crazy weird, you know, balloon payment or some weird payoff stuff. And you know, you always hear, don't, you know, a lot of guys will tell you don't do lease op, you're not going to be able to pay it off, you know, all these different things you hear. And a lot of companies, and I've met a lot of drivers since I've been driving since '05. I've met and heard a lot of drivers say that you know, they went through some horrible experiences. I've been here at Air Capital, like I say, since 2016. It's May 2021. So I've been here around 5 years, and I can tell you that last year I paid my truck off. I bought a truck, had no balloon payments, had none of that weird stuff. It was just straight meat and potatoes. And they sold it to me, and you know, they kept me running. People told me don't start in the winter, which makes sense sometimes. You know, the worst time to start is the winter, because, you know, sometimes freight's slower and whatever. But I can honestly say that Air Capital kept me running the whole time. They ran me as much as I wanted to run, where I wanted to run, you know, within what freight they had. You know, there's times I needed to go places across the country for certain reasons, and we didn't run freight in that area. They immediately brokered me a load, no problem, and got me out there. You know, they got a lot of, they got, you know, people like Andrew that works in Allen, that works in, you know, the planning under Lou Rebelli's son, and Justin. And I can honestly say I've had my moments with them, but a lot of the times it was my fault, and if there was ever an issue with them, we were always able to sit down and work it out. They're more than willing to sit down and talk to you and work it out. You know, I know some people are going to have complaints and say things. You just can't please everybody no more than everybody can please you. And my attitude isn't the greatest. It's far from it. But they've always worked with me and helped me out when I really needed it, when it counted. And we're always quick to badmouth the company or talk bad about them. But when the reality sets in, and especially while you're driving, and you think about all the things that they have done for you, and you try to verse it against the pros and the cons. I mean, it's really simple to say that, you know, I've been blessed to be here and you know, and work here. So, you know, anybody worried about whether or not they're going to be able to pay the truck off, anybody that knows who I am at that company knows that I'm not sitting up here lying. I don't kiss nobody's ass. You know, my attitude ain't built like that. So, at the end of the day, if they said they could do it, you know, they did what they said they was going to do. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, I paid my truck off. I had some engine problems later, and with that being said, they didn't hesitate to help me get right in another one and keep moving. You know, and got me exactly the truck I wanted and everything, because I showed them I could work. You come in here and you show them how hard you can get down, and you go, you got a good program, and you get out there and do what you got to do, they're going to take care of you. And that's just what I've seen. I've not just seen it with me, I've seen it with other drivers that I know. So at the end of the day, I'm sure there's 100 people that could get on here and make comments and say otherwise. But I know for a fact what I saw, and I know for a fact what some of my friends that work over here have been dealing with. And life is not perfect. There are going to be mistakes made. There are going to be bad things that happen here and there. But if you've got a company that's willing to listen to you, and you can walk in and talk to them and say, hey, this is the problem, this is where I see something that needs to be fixed, they're willing to do that. And therefore, there you go. But on another note, you can't come in and just half-ass and not do what you're supposed to do either. We got to conduct ourselves as men and women and do what we're supposed to do when we come to work. We know what's right and wrong, have our own moral codes and standards, and what we know we need to do out here on the, loads have to be delivered on time. If they're not, then they lose business, and then you got drivers complaining there's not enough business, and that's because of the other drivers that are not sitting in the seat long enough to get the loads to where they're supposed to go. So with that being said, all I can do is give you my testimony and how I feel about the company. And I'm willing to stay here. If this company had asked me to run for a month, maybe to 6 weeks without pay to help them, I would be without hesitation willing to do so. And that's saying a lot for me. As long as I can feed my family, in which I have other money and other opportunities, I would do that. That's how much I believe in them. So with that being said, I thought I would give a testimony on my own. Yes, there's not a problem with buying a truck here whatsoever. None of that weird shit. No outrageous, interest rates and all that other crazy shit. So that's all I got to say.